but they're going to choose between Galaxy and Wabuchi. My betting and intelligence is very much that they will choose Galaxy, much larger deposit, but that is way up north, I think, right? Where less well located than some of the things you were just addressing.
Yeah, I'm not as close to it, but yeah, it's bigger. It's I don't think it's quite as well located as Wabuchi, but it is bigger and it's 100% owned, I think, whereas Wabuchi is
Yeah,
not, and that's an issue. It's always difficult to deal with a joint venture partner. It may particularly be if that partner is the government. I don't know. I've never dealt with them directly in that way, but I think it's interesting. I'm excited that they're sticking with Bécancour. I'm not surprised by that. I hope they do a good job with that. And if it works well, there's an opportunity for them to double down and quadruple down. We need a lot of conversion capacity in North America. Quebec's a logical place for some of that. Rio Tinto's, they're very capable financially and technically. So I'm pretty excited about that. And then the question is going to be, where do they get the spodumene in the very long term? And there's some prominent assets in Quebec that I think probably just never get built, particularly when there's a discovery like Cisco at Q2, which is so much bigger and better located than some. With the permitting timelines accelerating in Canada, it appears. I think you can see projects move a little more quickly. And while Cisco's in early days, pre-resource, I think you can get from resource to DFS actually pretty quickly and hopefully through the permitting timelines pretty quickly. So as people think about where to deploy capital, I think that becomes a pretty core asset for people to think about.
Keith, people obviously talk about how long it took for Galaxy to get their permit through the pandemic and everything. Do you think that the permitting timelines are going to be significantly accelerated in terms of what they have been for the new projects?
I hope so. The Minister of Natural Resources in Canada, federally, is an old friend of mine. We worked together at Goldman 25 plus years ago. Very capable guy. He's been very clear that that's a priority federally. And I think he's the kind of guy that makes stuff happen. And I think provincially, you've seen something similar. There was an announcement, I think, this week about permitting timelines being cut in half in Quebec. That's a commitment, I believe, from the government. That'd be a huge move forward. Timelines, Quebec's a great mining jurisdiction. Canada's a great mining jurisdiction, but permitting timelines have been relatively long.
The Bécancour is relatively advanced, right? But Galaxy is not so advanced. They need to build that. So could North American Lithium supply Bécancour, for a period of time, and with Tesla in Texas, right? North American Lithium suddenly have, two places to sell in our hemisphere so that they don't also lose on the shipping cost. So that's to be determined. But I'm curious, Keith. So you